What's going on, guys? Young with Hoodie Tech, and welcome back to Hoodie Time. So today I got a bit of a story for you of something that happened to me today, and it's probably going to lead me into a rant, but that should be expected on my videos by now. So this story, I believe, is also the title of the video, is called the 7-Hour Minute. So what happened was, earlier today I was texting a friend of mine, and she's like, "Oh, I gotta go for a minute. I'll text you back, I promise." And I'm like, "Oh, all right, cool, whatever." So I just go on with my day, and like 10 minutes have passed, and I glance at my phone, and there's nothing there. So I'm like, "Oh, well, okay, whatever." It's been a few minutes. People exaggerate sometimes, so I just continue on with my day, not thinking anything about it. And an hour passes, and I'm like, "Well, this is." Okay, I'm sure she got busy with something. Just life gets complicated sometimes, and then 3 to 4 hours pass. It's still no text, and still a reply or anything. And I'm like, did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong to make you mad, and you just don't want to talk to me? Or what? What's going on there? Like, that paranoia starts to kick in. When someone says they'll promise they'll be back in a few minutes, and they'll text you, and they don't. It's like, what's going on here? So all of a sudden, 6 to 7 hours pass, and I kind of switch from did I do something wrong to like, oh God, did you fall in a hole or something? That's my next reaction. It's like, why aren't you doing this? Are you dead? Did you get attacked by dolphins? What's happening? So I'm like freaking out, but at the same time I'm like, oh, okay, well, I don't want to say anything because I've just recently met this person. I don't want to come off like as clingy or anything, despite the fact that I am. We'll ignore that for now. But I don't want to like come off as clingy, like, "Hey, where were you? Why did you not talk back?" I'm just like, okay, I'll be patient and I'll wait. And 7 hours later, still no reply. I'm like, screw that. So I'm like, wow, I sent a text saying this might set a record for the world's longest minute. And she's like, "Oh, hey, I forgot to reply back to you." And I'm like, wow, okay, that's freaking awesome. I'm going through like several different stages of paranoia and worrying, and you're just here forgetting to reply. So that just got me thinking about how much I hate bad texters, and how much I kind of like to pride myself that I'm a decent texter. Like, it's like on actual phone. I know sometimes on Skype I get really lazy, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. But as far as actual like phone text, and a lot of times with Facebook too, I kind of pride myself in being a good texter. I reply as soon as I can. Normally, if I'm like playing a game or something, I might be a few minutes, but typically, like, as soon as I get the message, I'll write a reply to you. I don't do like little one-word replies or messages. I try to like give good sentences or a few sentences to actually like carry on a conversation, because while I'm not good in voice-to-voice conversation, text-based conversation, I like to think I'm decent at. And when people either send really, really short messages, like they don't put any effort into conversation, they just like reply to what you say and don't like input anything of their own opinion, that gets really annoying, because it's like, well, am I talking to myself here? Am I interviewing you? What's happening? A conversation should be like people going back and forth, not one way. That gets really annoying in texting, and people who take a long time to text, that's really annoying. Like, I tried talking to someone who would reply at least, usually on average, is about 45 minutes to an hour later every time, and that's just, how are you supposed to have a conversation with that? And when the person would reply, it'd just be like one or two words, like, "Yeah, okay," or "No, not really," and I'd just be like, fuck you. I'm sorry, but seriously, that's how I feel about bad texters. And if you're a bad texter, you should be like really ashamed with yourself. And it's amazing how girls are always depicted as like texting people. Like, whenever you see TV shows or something, they're always on their phone doing something. And yet I meet so many bad female texters. You have no idea how many bad girl texters I've met. And a lot of guy texters seem to be relatively decent, because they're like, "Hey, someone's actually talking to me. This is exciting." And maybe the girl's just a better texter when it's someone she's actually interested in talking to, which might not be a good sign for me. Now that I'm like thinking that out loud, it's like, oh, why are all the guys good texters to me then? I don't know, I'm scared. But I have met good female texters. Rusty's generally a good texter, so she's fun to talk to. But I wanted to rant about that because it's been on my mind today, and I hate bad texters so much. Like, that literally could be considered a turnoff in my mind, is bad texting, because it's just like, well, why do I don't even want to talk to you if you're a bad texter, and talking is somewhat important. You know, when you're just, don't text bad. That's today's lesson, kids. I know you guys apparently came here for a lesson. I am now Professor Caterpoop, and welcome to my university. Now pay your fee. And I think that's going to do it for today, guys. So if you enjoyed the video or my little rant or whatever, tell me what you guys think about bad texting or anything related to the subject down below. And we'll have a bit of a discussion on that. Until next time, I'm Hoodie. Peace!